Hey, Steven. My question for you and for Intrepid Studios is what are you guys going to do for those of us who like to play games, who have more disposable income than others? What are you going to do to give us something to spend on Ashes of Creation? Because I can tell you right now, I so far love everything that I hear about your game. I love your attitude. I love how open you are. And I'm not only sold on what you're doing, I'm sold on the whole process. And I want other companies to see what you're doing. And I want them to see that you making a lot of money and Intrepid Studios making a lot of money and then want to get in on that. I think that's the best and most direct way you could change the gaming industry. Just a little bit of background on me. I grew up without a whole lot. And I grew up around a lot of people who had even less. And games were always an outlet for me. They were a lifeline in a lot of ways. I would, and still do, go back to games for that lifeline. I want games to be as cheap as possible because I want people who are like me, or like I was, to be able to afford and be able to play and still enjoy that game. I don't want them to be pay to win. I don't want them to be overly expensive, what have you. Yet, at the same time, there are some of us that have a lot of disposable income now, and we want to spend more on the games that we love. And if we spend, 8 hours, 20 hours a week, like many of us do, or even more, those of us who are the no-lifers, we want to be able to spend more money on a game, and we want options for that. And I personally don't think, especially if you have the cosmetics in-game, the coolest ones being earnable, I don't think that those people are going to be able to spend that much money just on cosmetics. So my question to you is, what are you going to offer them so that they can spend more money on your game and so you guys can be more financially successful? And so in some ways, those of us who do have more income, disposable income, can help subsidize those who might have less. Basically, what are you going to do to raise the cost of Ashes of Creation to meet each person's individual personal reserve price? And this is a genuine question. I don't have an answer to this. I'm genuinely curious, so please, I would love to hear your answer, maybe the next live stream or something. The other thing is I just want to throw out, and this is to the community as well, one of the things that I've thought about is niche content, paying for niche content. In a lot of the games that I really love, I would pay a great deal of money to be able to get another trial, another raid going on, or to be able to get access to additional content. Like maybe there's not, thievery and stealing in the game. I would love to see that in Ashes of Creation. I get that it's not widely appealing, but I'd drop a lot of money on an expansion that did that. And those kind of niche things, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a more like crazy customizable, clothing station or something. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking at. And I would be curious if you guys would be willing to do that. Maybe assign a dollar value. Like, hey, if this makes, $1 million in sales, then we will, those sales are final, but we're also going to roll that out and it's going to be part. I would love to pay for stuff that you put in the game for everybody to use. I personally would be willing to do that. I think there's a lot of other gamers out there that would be interested in doing that. And if you could come up with a price or a structure that was clear and that you said, hey, this is what we're doing, realize that you could potentially get this for free if enough people back it. But if nobody backs it, nobody's getting it. But throwing out there my 2 cents as just a random YouTuber, but I'd love to hear the answer to this question. I appreciate you taking the time.